President Zelensky of Ukraine in Ankara, meeting with President Erdogan. Plane of Zelensky, who came to Turkey to meet with President Erdogan, landed in Ankara. Making a brief statement to journalists at the airport, the Ukrainian president said, "The war has been going on for 3.5 years. Turkey has stepped in again for peace. I have to say and point out that most of the peace talks are in Turkey." President Erdogan's meeting with Zelensky, whom he hosted at the presidential complex, started. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Ankara for a meeting with President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. The plane carrying Zelensky landed at Ankara Esenboğa Airport at 12:14. President Zelensky was welcomed at the airport by Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andrii Sybiha and officials who were in Antalya for the NATO foreign ministers' informal meeting and arrived in Ankara this morning. President Erdogan and Zelensky meeting started. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's meeting with President Zelensky of Ukraine started at the presidential complex. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan for organizing the talks. Turkey has stepped in again. In his statement at Esenboğa Airport, Zelensky evaluated the Russia-Ukraine negotiations to be held in Istanbul. Thanking President Erdogan for organizing the talks, Zelensky said, "First of all, I would like to thank President Erdogan for organizing the meeting to hold direct negotiations," explaining that when the Ukrainian side received a signal to hold direct negotiations to end the Russia-Ukraine war, they immediately approved it. Zelensky noted that they came to Ankara today for this reason. As for the high-level part of the talks, we will start them with a meeting with President Erdogan, Zelensky said. "We are also in contact with the U.S. side. I think they will also be in Turkey at a high level." Zelensky said that Ukraine had a high-level delegation for the negotiations, including the foreign minister, presidential officials, military and intelligence officers, adding, "The level of the Russian delegation is a deception. After the meeting with Erdogan, we will decide on the next steps. We need to understand what the authority of the Russian representatives is."